today by Jason Brewer, Managing Director of Force Commodities. Jason, thanks for your time.
It's a pleasure, David.
Malawi, new direction. What took you to that country and that project?
I think for Force Commodities it was important for us to identify a project that had the potential to deliver a cash flow, and a cash flow in the short term. One that enabled us to then move forward without going back to our shareholders to raise the capital to advance the project. And when we were presented with this opportunity, it certainly on the face of it appeared a fantastic one, and one where we could very quickly advance it towards generating some production and some cash flow and returns back to our shareholders.
What are some of the project highlights?
Look, we've secured the lead silver rights over a very extensive exploration portfolio, some 1,400 square kilometres in the central region of Malawi, about an hour's drive north of Lilongwe, served by excellent infrastructure. It's an area which has historically been explored for graphite, but where there has been identified already over 25 areas of artisanal mining activity for this very high-grade lead and silver product. Fantastically for us, the previous operators who we're now acquired a majority interest in were able to do some small-scale bulk sampling, some trial mining, and were able to deliver that product by road down to Johannesburg, where it was assayed. Those assays came in at over 60% lead and over 700 grams per tonne silver. So an exceptionally high-grade product, and that was without any processing. That was purely straight out of the open pits, shallow, free digging and conventional mining operations. So a very simple project on the face of it, and one which, like I say, gives us the opportunity to now go in there, complete our due diligence and look at ways to maximise the value.
And what's the strategy to take the project forward?
We're currently just finalising our legal and technical due diligence. We'll be out on site later this month to complete the formalities there. We then push ahead with the legal documentation, all of which is very straightforward. It's a very clear legal jurisdiction based on English law, and the mining legislation very similar to what we find here in Western Australia. We want to push ahead with two clear and very distinct strategies. One on the exploration side, identifying the source of these very high-grade lead-silver mineralisation systems that we're seeing. And then on the other side, we're looking at how we can move very quickly and rapidly towards establishing a small-scale mining operation. One which we're able to do, I believe, based upon the visible mineralisation, the shallow nature of it, the multiple sources of parallel sources of mineral that's been identified by the ground electromagnetic work which has been done to date. So two strategies, one focused on the exploration. Clearly we believe there's quite a big system there, but the work needs to be done to establish that. We need to prove up the resources, we need to drill fundamentally. From the mining side, we've got the open pits already exposed. We have artisanals mining there. We have an opportunity to go in, apply modern day mining practices, grade control drilling, and really define a project which we can deliver over the course of this year.
Looking forward, what should investors focus on?
I think they need to focus on the fact that this is, we're looking now at a base metals commodity that has the potential to provide much more sustainable growth for us. Force shareholders have been on a roller coaster ride over the past 12-18 months. We identified a very good lithium opportunity in the DRC next to the world's largest, highest grade spodumene resource. The share price rose dramatically on the back of that. As that project has been delivered, I guess, as they've defined that resource and come back with all those studies, their values come down tremendously. We've obviously followed suit. I want our shareholders to be able to benefit from much more sustainable growth. You know, we don't want to go on a roller coaster. I think it would be nice just on a nice steady path forward with future returns. So we need to build the company up on the back of a much more, I guess, conservative cash flow assumptions, one where the demand and the supply of a commodity is much more understood in today's market, and base metals, be it copper, lead, zinc, they provide those sort of earnings which I think would benefit our shareholders tremendously.
And for those shareholders that have invested in the company on the back of lithium, You're not letting go of the lithium assets.
Certainly not, certainly not. We're still waiting to get the results out of the last drilling program, which we completed in the quarter before last. We completed a very extensive phase 1 drilling program at the Kitatola-Katamba lithium project, which is a joint venture with the state company in lithium up near Manono. Those results have taken forever, seemingly forever to come back. We want them as much as our shareholders. Once we've analysed them, once we've done the review work there, we can then plan our next phase of work. It's clearly a massive system there. I think AVZ have demonstrated that there at their Manono project. We need to get in there, we need to see those results and then take the next step.
A business being built on cash flow and a dual strategy around exploration and production. Exciting times ahead for Force shareholders. May the Force be with you. Jason, thanks for your time.
Thanks, David, appreciate it.